I do want to share what the Wow Warrior Award is. The Wow Warrior Award came to be about 3 years ago, and it was developed to run alongside with Women's History Month. My thought was that, wow, we tend to highlight all the trailblazers that have gone before us, but a lot of times they are deceased. It's very hard for a woman who is trying to stand up and stand out and feel powerful and follow a great example when they're no longer here. And so my thought was, why aren't we honoring women who are crushing it right now, who are really doing the thing to get the thing, and who are standing up and standing out as that unrepeatable miracle? They know themselves, they know their worth, they're not requiring external validation for their self-worth. They know they have value in this world. And so that is actually what was sort of the thing that started the Wow Warrior platform, to explain wow. The word wow actually has two meanings in my world. It originally starts within the Stop Self-Bullying movement that I have been leading, which is war on words warrior, because we are always in the fight with these words that circulate in our head, many times leading into the negative. And so we want to always focus on working to manage those words in our head, because our words create our world. And as it evolved into the Wow Warrior platform, Wow, it stands for Woman of Worth. That Woman of Worth has actually managed to, most of the time, no one is perfect, but most of the time, manage that narrative up there. And they've also are secure in the knowledge that they are here to uplift and inspire other women to excel as much as they are excelling as themselves and being purpose driven themselves. This woman that you guys are going to see, each one of them has been through a lot of challenges, heartaches, tests, temporary defeats, so much more. And it isn't that they haven't been through some stuff, as I like to say. It's been that they've been through this stuff and they've risen like the powerful warrior that they are. And this is where I always like to say, I learned this from a speaker right before this all came to be, was that she asked the audience, do you know the difference between a soldier and a warrior? And I was like, I never thought about it. But a soldier is taught to fight and a warrior is born to fight. And that's how I knew that that word was, and I had already had that word attached to wow, but it took on a bigger meaning, because that language that we fight sometimes in our own head and sometimes that other people try to put on us externally, is that wow warrior understands that they have a choice in what goes on up here, but they are always in that fight for their worth. They know their worth. They are not confused about it at all. They know their value, and they navigate those self-bullying tendencies like a champion. The other thing that you will find about a wow warrior is that she has surrounded herself with others who will call them on it when she slips, as we will, because we are not perfect. But they have curated a network of powerful women who will say, what did you say about yourself? They will call you to the carpet for it. And they surround themselves with the strong women like you're going to see today. This is one of the reasons why I said, please connect with these women. They are far into that journey and they are able to have that hand to say, hey, wait, you know what? Let's talk about this. You need to know you control that narrative up here, but they'll call you on it. They'll be your best cheerleaders. Everyone in here is a cheerleader for one another. I've been watching it throughout the entire year. And as you listen to these 2024 honorees today, you're going to see a very common thread with these women. They're going to have all of these characteristics that I just talked about, and always there to uplift and inspire. And they know that that's part of why they're here, that that's part of their gift as a wow warrior. So without further ado, we are going to see a short video of all of the honorees. And as I said, not all of them were able to be here today. After that, we're going to bring our speakers up to the stage. So. I am actually going to introduce the amazing Jacalyn Price, and she is an essential services consultant. She is with ACN and Enagic Independent Distributor. I believe she's known as the Water Woman. I think this is what we're going to hear a little bit about today from Jacalyn. Jacalyn, I'm so grateful to have met you. I will actually say Jacalyn is actually another one of my if you want to say pandemic partners or pals, whatever. Because I think we met actually because of that, because of the global networking. So I'll once again say with gratitude, I'm grateful for it because I don't think I'd have known Jacalyn for that. And we met through someone else. So once again, it's sometimes not who you already know, it's who you know who knows somebody else. So Jacalyn, thank you so much. You come share your brilliance.
Thank you, Sherri. It's a pleasure to be here with other women of worth. Like, we all have challenges in life, and I think getting through the challenges is what makes us. So I had a lot of challenges in life, but one of the things I learned from one of my mentors is start your day with gratitude. Not everybody wakes up. I have a roof over my head. I have food on the table. Not everybody has that choice. So I think the way you start your day is how you end your day. And one of the men I met in through one of the networking groups, a general in the army, he says, make your bed every morning. How you start your day is how you end your day. And not everybody makes their bed. Like, you get to that routine of start your day with gratitude and make your bed and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. I'm grateful. And one of my favourite songs is from, what's it name? I forgot the name. Oh, Helen Reddy, I Am Woman. And if I start to feel a bit off, I say, I am woman, I am invincible. And just makes your day, just singing and smiling and share a smile. It's contagious. You go for a walk down the street and you see a lot of unhappy people. If you can share that smile, that makes their day. And I think, why aren't I smiling? And they share a smile. And it's amazing where it takes that person to the next level of that day. Everyone has challenges and you don't know what's going on in their life. If you can make them happy by sharing a smile, you've made their day. And one of the ways I've done a lot of work, I'm now an author and I've done work with Sherri with the two magazines, the Women of Worth magazine. And I shared the story with my mum. She's now passed on. But your mum's your mentor, your best friend. And just sharing mum's story with the challenges she faced in life, with all the strokes she had, and she said, I can do this. I can get through this. And even though the stroke took her out at the end, she fought for a long, long time. And mum and dad were married 67 years. I still have my dad, he's 93, he's in a care home, and I visit him 2 or 3 days a week. And I just take him out one day, and I was there yesterday, and I'm going on a bus trip. I'm going on a bus trip. Bye. See you next time. And at 93, he's one of the best at the care home, and he just loves being there. And I put a picture of mum on the pillowcase. I said, Mum's with you all the time. Talk to mum. So he just loves, people don't think of the little things that help them get through life, and all the photos in the room and just toy cars on the windowsill. And he loves the place, going on the bus trips, and he's always out first for the meals. And, he's better than most of the people there. And he's the oldest man, and it's a couple of ladies older, but he's one of the best functioning, thinking wise than a lot of the others. A lot of them don't know where they are. It's sad seeing these care homes and what goes on. But never mind, we just have to move on. And one of the things I learned from Tony Robbins and many others was say yes to the opportunities. This was for Richard Branson. You don't know where it takes you. Like the first book I did with Matt Morris was Breakthrough Leadership with Jacalyn Price. And he just said to me, would you like to co-author with me? I said, yes. I thought, now what do I do? But they walk you through the steps. And that's just started me with more and more books. I joined an authors group with Linda Sunshine West and Sally Green, and it's taken me to more and more books. And the more books you get out there, you get known, and then you get invited to join someone else with a co-author book. So I have at least 2 or 3 more in the pipeline ready to go. And I think, yes, it's just so exciting. And sharing your story, like I faced many challenges. I spent 12 years in a wheelchair, from a simple fall. And I thought, I'm not stopping here. But some people don't get out of a wheelchair, but they still lead great lives and go to Olympics and all sorts of things. And I was determined to get out of this wheelchair, and I did. And I've done Tony Robbins' firewalk twice. I thought, if I can firewalk, I'm unstoppable. So put yourself in that mindset. You're unstoppable. You're invincible. It'll take you places you never knew existed. Because I'm doing more now than I was doing 20 years ago. And I thought, you just don't realise age is a number, like the other lady, Dr. Ying said. The age, you know, people look at 60 and they think, oh, I'm old at 60. Well, you're not, you know. Age is a number. And I belong to a lot of networking groups, and I share in the networking groups. It's collaboration in the networking groups, supporting each other in business. And you don't know who knows who. I might not know what to do with this one, but I can always refer people to someone else. And I think this is the biggest thing with helping and supporting each other in business, because it helps your business grow, and knowing that you can support someone else, they'll support you as well. And it's an endless list of opportunities for everybody. And I use the power of the subconscious mind when I had my challenges. I've had many challenges like we all do, but like 6 years ago, I was in a pedestrian crossing and hit by a taxi. I went airborne. I thought, oh, now what? You just don't know. I landed on the road. I did a break fall in the old judo days. And about a foot away from me is the car going past with the car wheels. I thought, wow, I'm so lucky I was pushed off to the side. I shattered my arm in 6 places and took them 6 hours to put it back together, but I kept my arm. I have just about 80% full use, but it's still restricted, but I kept my arm. So I'm grateful to keep my arm and still be here to tell a story, share a story. Like some people have injuries and they just give up because they've got an injury. And sometimes the smallest challenge is breaking point for people. And if I can share my story and say, look, I can do this, so can you. And people don't realise there's support out there for you if you ask. And people aren't going to ask. They won't ask their family. They'll look for someone else. I think the importance of having coaches as well in all areas of your life and mentors, like my mum's my mentor, my dad, my uncle, my aunt. We all shared stories, and they're mentors for you because they're, even though they're relatives, they're still your best friends. And you go through life a lot together with challenges. And Dad's older sister, she was in her 90s and she passed on, but we were best friends. We travelled a lot. If I went to Sydney to do a course, she'd come with me and go shopping. I'll go shopping while you do your course. You know, and it's just great to have these mentors and family in your life that you can rely on and have great memories, you know. It, it's just, I don't know, I get lost for words sometimes for, you know, what you can do with your life and support each other. And like we're all women of worth, and I was so grateful to be part of Sherri's world in the Women of Worth magazines. And it's just another book, you know, to say, yes, I've done this and share my businesses as well. Like when I had the injuries and out of work for so long, I tried to go back into pathology where I worked for 25 years. Oh, you're too old now. We want someone young. I thought, I worked in pathology 25 years. I'm too old to go back. So I just started doing some, you know, business coaching and that led me to ACN, which has now just been rebranded Connection. It's now Australian owned and operated in Asia Pacific, but we're still worldwide with the other brand name. So it doesn't matter where you live, we can always, you know, support each other. And I can save people money on their bills. And my new business is Anagic, Kangan Water Systems. And I didn't realise at the time that when I was helping Mark out with his NBN and mobile, I'd had bronchitis on and off for 12 months. I think with Dad going into care and selling his home, it all caught up with me. I didn't know it was the chlorine in the water affecting my thyroid function and my bronchitis. So now I have a system in my kitchen and one in the shower. It's eliminated the chlorine. My thyroid levels are back to normal. Instead of 7 days a week doses, I'm down to 5 days a week, now 4 days a week. So in time, I won't need a dose for my thyroid either. It's amazing the power of the water that you drink. There's chemicals in water everywhere you travel. And my K8 device, I took it to San Diego in January because I won a course with the authors group. Prosperity Camp worth $7,000. I thought, I'm going. If I've won this course, I'm going. So I spent 2 weeks in San Diego, took my K8 with me because the water there was full of chlorine. You don't know till you test it. And I share the water with lots of local networking groups and people and watch the change in their life by having good quality water and a chemical and toxin free home by simply using water. You don't need to buy all the harsh chemicals and chlorines and that. The water does the job with different pH ranges with their machines. So I, I just get lost for words at times because just making a difference in the lives of everyday people every day. Share your story. I share the water. I help business owners and households save money on their bills. So we're always looking to support each other and help everyone in the community. And it's a ripple effect. The more you can help someone else in life, it comes back to you and helps you as well. It's just amazing. And like like I mentioned before, smiling is contagious and people have challenges. Doesn't matter how big or how small, people struggle. But like you sit down at the shops and have a seat and people will come along and start talking. They've got no one to talk to. So listen. You've got two ears and a mouth for one reason. Listen to people. If they can share the story and help them get through that day, you've done your job. And you feel grateful that you've helped someone else be happier that day by just sitting and listening to somebody. I know I've got plenty of time left, but I'd just like to say, look, thank you for the opportunity to be here, be part of the Women of Worth, and just share your story every day, smile every day, and tell yourself you love you in the mirror every morning. It's so important. So I'll leave that time for somebody else if you like. And if there's any questions, I'd love to hear more. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much, Jacalyn. You are such an inspiration. Every time I talk to you, just my heart is so full. And you are that person that is so helpful to other people, who is always willing to collaborate, who is always willing to lend an ear. And just one of the many reasons why, when looking forward at the 2024 nominations, you were right at the front of the list for that because you have such a heart for others. And I know that the water has helped you, working with an addict has helped you serve people with another one of your gifts. And I love that. And can you just share with everyone how they can, I know you can put it in the chat, but share with everyone how they can get some information on the Enagic water system?
So I'll put my details in the chat. That's probably easier. I have a website as well. So if you go to my website and click on the Know More, you've got access to more documents too with different health challenges you may have, like asthmatics, bronchitis, people have had cancer. The water will detox the chemo out of your body. Like my sister Jen is recovering from breast cancer. She now has her K8 machine in her kitchen. It's detoxing the chemo out of your body because it stays there. You've had COVID, it stays in your system. You need to detox your body of anything, any problem or health issue you've had. Doesn't matter what age, from children right through to like dad's 93, I take the water to dad. He doesn't drink much water. Care homes, they don't drink water. You see the glasses sit at their tables because the water sloshes in your stomach, the tap water. You're not hydrating properly. And 90% of the population are dehydrated and don't know it. So if I can share my water with as many people as I can, and we have a water share system throughout the world, find out where you live. If someone lives near you in a water share, you feel the benefits then. And that's it. Wow, this really is amazing. You don't know. Change your water, change your life. It's that simple. That's our motto.
And they affectionately called you the water woman because I was like, whenever Jacalyn signs her name, she always has a little water droplet
That's
just
correct.
to remind you that she is the water woman. So I love that. Thank you so much, Jacalyn. And I think Angie had the question, are all these all your books? Yes, those are all the books that Jacalyn has been in, and many more to come, and actually the magazines as well. So I've had the opportunity to interview her as well. She just a bright light. If you have not had the opportunity to connect with her, do connect with her. I know she's on all socials and things like that as well. So she is just an amazing woman. So I encourage you to connect with her. So thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Sherri.
Jacalyn. Thank
Been a
you for
pleasure.
being our Australian
Yeah, 4 a.m. start for me.
link there.